To add the Smith on
And
there.
we are live.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone?
Doing
Good,
all
Not
right.
prepared.
Tech supporting.
Tech supporting.
Trying to get my shit fixed.
Hey, at least it's you've got a camera.
I fixed her
Yeah.
camera during your wind-up.
I mean, that works.
I need a green screen though, so I have one. I just need to get one. So for right now, you get half of a sink, and you get half of me, so you don't see my full freaking.
Honestly, I don't pay attention to anyone's background except for Fox, and that's when the dog is on camera. That's the only time.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's because animals. That's understandable.
It's
I
like
do pay attention to Raven when his cats pop up too.
You
Yeah.
did pay attention when the background was a GIF of a certain senator running straight at you. Let's be real.
Hold on.
It was probably more for lag than anything else.
nanomachine, son.
Hey.
Oh, so yeah. I will be honest, this is what I've been looking forward to the past couple weeks, honestly, just counting down the time for it. It's very, very few and far between to when we get to come back to Mouse Guard. And to make it this year's holiday special just seemed to be just the right call to ring in the happy times and to bring in Dicember for this year, which for those of you who are tuning in and don't know, Dicember is a yearly thing that we do every December where every one of our Zorro just vanished. What?
I'm trying to color correct my lighting and everything, and I saw there was an opacity bar, and I was like,
So as Zorro gets sucked into the void, December is a yearly thing that we do every December to where every one of our game sessions in the month of December we give away sets of dice. It is an open raffle for everybody who is tuning into the stream. Also including the cast themselves of whatever game is being streamed as well. Everyone has a chance to win these dice. Every one of these dice sets this year was made by HB Fox. And if anybody has seen the terror I have inflicted on my players with the dice that I got from Fox, you know that these dice are loaded with magic. Unless Fox is rolling them and then they just, make a fight with giants look like a Monty Python skit.
Yeah, they're magical for some, cursed for others.
Just the way we
the
like them.
behemoth ones are very kind to me. I don't think I've rolled below a 15 on them ever.
Gotta keep that one off the side in case of emergencies.
I don't
Yeah,
think
same. I don't want to abuse it.
I don't think I've ever rolled above a 5 on one of those.
Oh, hun.
Oh, really?
Why I don't use my own
That's awkward.
dice, man?
I mean, understandable, but still, ow. Now I don't want to print my own dice because they're just gonna, betray
Hate
me.
you. Yeah.
Oh,
On the note of December, though, real quick, there is some rules for it that we have slowly accumulated over the years of doing this. So real quick, I do want to go over those. Number one rule is that you cannot enter on someone else's behalf. So if you're getting in on these giveaways, it's for you. It is not for someone else. Rule 2 is fairly obvious one. You got to be present when the drawing happens in order to win. In previous years, we've opened up the raffle at the beginning of the stream and ended it anytime between like halfway through the stream and the end of the stream, depending on how deep we are in RP at the time. We're not going to interrupt RP to close the giveaway and do the drawing. We'll just wait until a natural moment comes up. Rule 3, if you are drawn, you have to tell us what you won. In this case, just say like dice or anything of that sort is acceptable. This is just to make sure that people are getting into these giveaways are actually paying attention to what they're getting into a giveaway for. Rule 4 is you got to be a member of our Discord. And if you win, you have to tell us what your Discord username is, numbers included, because we need to DM you on Discord. So having you as a part of the Discord is a way for us to verify that you are who you say you are on Twitch. And then we use that method to communicate you to get your shipping address and all that stuff. And then final rule that I've added for this year's, because we do have a lot of giveaways in this year's December, is you cannot win more than once within a week, and you cannot win more than twice total. So we will be having a lot of shows where we're doing more than one giveaway. So keep that in mind when you're entering these giveaways. No more than once a week, no more than twice total. And you can also use the giveaway command in chat to see those rules. I will also actually post a link to the picture of the set that we are about to open a raffle for.
And then pretty much like Fox said, you have to be comfortable for us to mail out your stuff, which I've had issues in the past before. So I think just for the sake of this for Fox as well, because this year Fox will be sending them out. We will probably most likely need your real name. Because there's been a handful of times in the past where I have done usernames and it was given back to me. It was mailed back. So you have to be comfortable with that and your address. I do delete them after.
Yes. And
so, or if you feel
if-
comfortable deleting it after, that's totally fine.
if you're in a part of the world where you also require a phone number in order to have things shipped to you, you will need to supply that to us as well, and also let us know beforehand if you're in a part of the world that requires that. I think not very many members of our community that live in those areas, but I know there is one or two. So if that's you, keep that in mind. And also, because I will be the one shipping them out this year, due to the holiday shipping rush and also Canada Post being on strike right now, it is likely that these dice will not ship out until late January or February. So also keep that in mind.
Anyone else have any announcements before we start? Perfect. So, like I said, it's been a bit of time since we last played Mouse Guard. Going through the book and everything, and this, like, I have to agree with Raven, is probably one of my favorite systems to play / run. Even with like small amount of times we run, I've made some changes. So, as we open today, the first snows of winter have slowly started to descend upon your little mousy home. Why can I not hear Sirenscape?
I can hear it.
I can hear really nice music.
Interesting. Give me a second here. I think it's because I changed something when I shouldn't have changed something.
Is it on the wrong audio channel?
It's probably on the wrong audio channel. Because, you know, wouldn't be a stream without Rojan getting the audio channels messed up.
At least it's not the cat hitting the mute button this time.
Give it time. Give it time.
The stream's still young. Still early.
I wonder if I have to open it up again, because it was working for me previously. So give me a second. I'm going to jump off to another screen where people can't see my desktop. Reopen it here. Sirenscape, you're killing me here, Smalls.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Yep, I had just changed the audio channel and I forgot that I had to reset it. But your little capital city where all of you little mice are stationed at, a town, a capital, newly formed in the past couple years as your families and a couple of the older generations set out to expand to a new forest. It was a long, dangerous trek. Many lives are lost along the way, especially wandering across the open fields. But Lockhaven is a bastion of its people and a honorable memory to those who have passed in its founding. Located not too deep into the southeastern region of the Oaks Bounty Forest, we descend down into a warm, almost militaristic office of a guard commander, Sebastian. A gruff and tumble field mouse that he is, missing one eye, though tales of how he missed the eye seem to vary depending on when you ask him. Modded gray and black splotches on his fur, wearing a dual-colored cloak of red and black. He sits behind his office with perched fingers, looking at the mouse across from him. An open letter of orders sitting in front of him on his desk. Robin, my boy, winter season's finally here. And I can't begin to imagine that I need to tell you how important these next couple weeks are to us, to make sure that our people are safe and tucked away for what may be a very cold and bitter season. As he looks across to another older mouse, a little along in his years as well, but rife with experience. As Fox, if you could describe what Robin looks like.
Yeah. As soon as I pull up the description that I wrote for him, because I'm prepared. No, it's around here. Okay, yeah. So Robin is a bit of a plump, rotund old mouse that was likely once like a reddish brown in color, but has since gone mostly gray. And if a mouse could have a big bushy beard and a mustache, Robin certainly would. He's wearing a cloak that was probably once a very vibrant and lush deep green color, but has since kind of faded and dulled along with his fur over the many years of use. But despite his obvious years and experience, his demeanor is a very patient and caring one. He seems to perpetually have this smile on his face, so much so that his eyes almost look like they're mostly closed all the time. And with him is a fairly large walking stick or beating stick, depending on your perspective, with a large acorn atop it that doesn't look obviously like strapped down or anything, but it never seems to fall off when he waves the thing around.
Now, we drew names, and yours came up for first duty on the paths. You're going to be taking a new team out, giving them their first taste of a winter patrol. All of these mice have distinguished themselves in one way or another. There are no tender paws, so you shouldn't have too much tomfoolery on your hands.
Oh, you know me. I always enjoy teaching the tender paws.
Yes, but we both know winter is no time to be testing a tender paw's awareness on the field.
But it is a great time to learn.
It is. So he reaches up and he grabs a stack of papers and he clicks them and he hands them over to you. Orders for your team.
I'll grab the papers and give them a quick glance.
You're taking 5 this time.
5.
And we're still trying to get the paths up and running. We've only been here 2 full years. We got to make sure that once the first thaw happens, the builders can get out to begin to construct the other cities. It's a simple task. 2 tasks, if you want to look at it. First one is more of an overarching mission. Just to check in with the designated safe areas on the path. Make sure that the coverings are still there. There's been no damage done to the structure itself. It's well hidden. It's stocked with what it needs. If it's missing anything, if it's damaged, you and your team have full permission to make the needed repairs. Second one is it's an escort.
An escort.
The Father of Merriment is set to make their way into town. But we want to make sure that he gets here safely. Given that he tends to bring gifts and food and other splendors, he is a rife target for any of the bandits that are out there, as well as animals, wolves, at Goose.
The Goose. Been a while since we've seen the Goose.
I honestly do not know why it is still here. It is winter and it should be gone to a warmer climate, but that curmudgeon seems to stick around and pester our poor mice anytime they set foot outside the city.
So I take it me and this team of mine are to meet the Father of Merriment somewhere and then escort them here?
He nods. He's like, yes, he has his cart and he has a couple of his helpers with him, but having a patrol of guard mice with him may let him rest a little more easy.
And how far away is this meeting point?
I'm ashamed to say I do not know.
Sebastian, you come to me with job and don't supply all the details?
He holds up his hand. You could see like his left paw is missing like 2 digits. He's like, This information came to us at last minute. We know that he's coming from the west, but we don't really have scout outposts set up just yet. We are still technically in an unexplored frontier.
You know I'm just pulling your leg, Sebastian.
I
Love
know,
a good adventure.
and that's why I'm happy that we drew your name.
So, who are these kids that I'm going to be going on this adventure with?
Well, we've already sent out a summons to each of them, and they will meet you down in the barracks. I feel that, they should be the ones to introduce themselves to you. They're a interesting young bunch, to say. But they should prove more than enough for this simple mission. Once you get your team together, go down to Quartermaster Jezebel. She will make sure that the team is outfitted for your excursion.
It sounds like there's no time to waste.
By your leave.
Is there any sort of special provisions that we need to be taking with us, or just the standard winter affair?
Standard winter affair. I believe that you're also being given a small builder's kit just in case you come across any damage to any of the pathway coverings.
Understood. I'll head to the barracks and meet the team now. Now, you're not coming with us, are you, Sebastian?
I wish I could to see you off, but sitting in the big chair, you've got task after task after task to look after.
That's why I've always turned down your job.
It's times like these that I even wish I turned it down. I miss the field. But I'm getting along in my years, and it's time to let the youngins take over.
I've been saying that for 20 years.
And yet you keep turning down the promotions.
And yet I do. Robin kind of grabs hold of his large staff and very clearly uses it to pull himself up out of his chair, and he does the old man grunts and groans as he stretches and gets ready to head out, giving a little wave to Sebastian. Then he heads on over to the barracks.
And as we pan away from Sebastian's office, a little higher up in one of the large trees that a lot of the mice have built homes into and the guard central command is built into, we go down a couple levels to the guard barracks. Now, the barracks at this point in time are a bit empty. There are a couple mice down there getting gear and everything and packing things up, ready to set out on their own adventures or head home for the winter, or head to the masters that they apprentice with while they are not on active duty with the guard itself. And then there are you five, seemingly receiving a surprise summons for active duty in what should have been the start of your off season. Not much information was given, but it had the old man's signature on it. So one by one, you began to file into this all too familiar guard barrack. And we open with Fiora coming up the steps, down a very long, familiar hallway, and into a very thankfully warm barrack hall. While there are not many mice here, the mice that oversee the care and well-being of the guard have made sure that there is plenty of wood in a small stove to keep the area warm, along with small bowls of hot soup and cider. And if you can go ahead and describe Fiora for us, Zoro.
So Fiora is an older mouse compared to some of the others here, but she is a brown furred mouse with a little bit of tan on her belly and kind of a stripe going down her back and over her face, and actually goes down her back. She has a birthmark, if you will, of just that brown spot on her ear with some piercings and some interesting adornments of different kind of jewelry and whatnot, little accessories on her, as she is sporting her sage green cloak. She, right now, it's hard for everyone to see what she's carrying. It looks like just like a staff with some decorations on it, as the what is essentially her glaive is actually wrapped on the top and kind of tied down with some rope and whatnot to kind of have it covered. So it's hard to tell that it looks like a weapon at the moment, more of like a very interesting walking stick. She does have a couple of what looks like little herbs on her. She has looks like a little moon crest for her cloak, as she's just very quiet, just kind of coming in and just kind of smiling, just kind of taking everything in. And the moment she notices the cider and the wood, she goes, "Oh, good. They're being resourceful. Always good to have more than less."
And as you do, you take the soup and cider and take a seat down near the fire?
She does, actually. She'll take a little bit and find a little spot, make herself cozy. Still with a very like curious kind of smile, just looking around as she just takes her soup. She's kind of doing that thing where she's kind of mulling it in her mouth a little bit to kind of get the taste of like what herbs and spices or kind of ingredients were used in it. Kind of a habit of hers to always figure something out before she's like, and just keeps drinking it.
And as you drink it, you realize that this is a softly peppered pumpkin soup.
It's like, interesting spices. A little bit of pepper, paprika, but a hint of nutmeg. Quite nice. She
As-
just continues to drink it.
As you settle in to warm yourself up, just waiting for your commanding officer to make themselves known and give you the details of the mission, another mouse comes into view as Squeakers, not too far behind Fiora. You kind of walk in right as the door's about to shut. You kind of push it open and walk on into this the rather empty guard hall at the moment, seeing a mouse that you have been tailing for probably about a half mile now.
Squeakers walks in with a very serious look on his face because he's got a mission to complete. He was summoned here, and so he walks in his white fur with his red coat clasped on him. He has a couple of little axes and a very small carving knife clipped onto his belt. He goes to the middle of the room and just stands there because he was ordered to come here, and now he is here.
Oh no, he's the super serious soldier. As you walk over with all the pomp and circumstance of a proud guard mouse, you take a stance in the center of the room, standing at attention, waiting for that inevitable moment when your commanding officer will walk in and see at least one of you knows what they're doing. And Fiora, you see Squeakers walk in. Very serious looking young man. Maybe a little too tightly wound, but just standing right in the center of the room. Like, even looking at it, he is standing smack dead center in the room.
Oh, come now. Grab something warm for your belly.
We weren't told to do that.
You have to be told to do something. Are you being told to breathe right now?
No, but our orders were to come here. I'm here. Food and drink is for when we're not on mission.
You're a young one, aren't you? I can tell by your attitude. You've got that determination in your eyes. You can relax. You're allowed to do things.
I'm fine right here.
It is quite
I'm
cold
doing something right
outside.
now. I am doing this.
Do you want me to bring something to you?
No.
You look chilly.
I am fine.
Well, if you change your mind, the soup is quite delicious.
I don't need any chili, thank you.
Suit yourself. Oh, don't forget to breathe.
It gives you a look like that. This one's odd.
She's seen them come and go. She's 40 years old. She's just like, yeah, here's another one. Always wanting to prove themselves.
Here
It's
comes
great
Captain
and not.
America.
Yeah. She thinks it's great, but at the same time, she was just like,
It's like,
can't be so uptight all the time about it.
a little bit of time passes and the two of you kind of sit in an awkward silence. Fiora enjoying her soup and cider, and Squeaker standing statuesque in the center of the room. But it's only, like I said, about 5 minutes before you hear another pair of feet making its way towards the entrance of the cats. Sorry, I saw the cats. of the guard barracks. Yes, you're attacked by cats.
You have them all with, all of them are with you.
He's like, one of them's like, hey, why am I not being held? What the hell? You got two
I
arms?
had the cat whisperer.
As
Look how relaxed that cat is.
Right?
Priscilla, you come into the barracks. You see Fiora over next to the stove, just keeping nice and warm, and a very serious looking white mouse just standing in the center of the room. If you can give us a little bit of a description of what Priscilla looks like, Siva.
Okay. So Priscilla comes in. She's not a terribly old mouse. She's 20, but she's sort of an old soul. So she comes in and looks around and hello. And oh, do I smell soup?
Yes. And
Oh.
delicious warm drinks for the belly. Go,
Oh,
please,
lovely.
help yourself.
Can I join you at the fire?
Oh, please do. It's quite chilly outside.
So Priscilla, who is a gray mouse, kind of longish fur perhaps. She's at this point has a little crossbody bag, sort of pouch, and she's wearing a kind of fairly fuzzy looking mauve cloak. She seems to have something on her head, and if you look closely, it bears a striking resemblance to a thimble. And she also is wearing, although she's a young mouse, she's wearing little pince-nez glasses. And she goes and helps herself to some soup and cider and goes over and sits down by the fire, um, nods to Fiona and says, "Hi, I'm Priscilla.
I am Fiora. It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. And over there, hello, you would be..."
Oh gosh, you may have checked up on the
Away
kids.
from the keyboard.
A quiet mouse,
She's-
that one.
Sorry,
Oh,
dog needed
yes.
out. Dog manned it out.
Oh yes, he has a job to guard the center of the room.
Oh,
My
I see.
job
Oh,
is-
oh, okay.
No.
I wasn't assigned anything, so I will
No,
make
no,
good use of my time. I was trying to prepare some gifts for the festive season, and although I...
no. My job is
Really?
to come here. I am here.
Oh, okay.
I'm not guarding the room. Someone's supposed to be guarding the room? Someone leave their post!
No. Hi. I'm Priscilla. Hello.
Hello, I'm Squeakers.
Hi. Oh, well, if you're welcome to join us if you want. I'm sort of in the middle of making this festive season gift for a friend, and I really must make very good use of my time since we're apparently going to be going on a mission. So she sets down her soup and cider and sort of sips absentmindedly at the cider and pulls out from her little pouch a small, very intricate looking piece of needlework, very, very fine. And you realize that the reason she's got the glasses on is they're almost like magnifiers so that she can see better to do this extremely intricate, delicate work. And so when she actually was speaking with Fiona and Squeakers, she was sort of peering over them to see out. But when she does handwork or anything that requires detail, she uses these little magnifier glasses. So she immediately sets to work where she left off, working on her festive season project, and pulls her cloak around her a little bit and enjoys the warm fire, and
What does that
sort
get
of
you in the
hums to
mood?
herself as she's stitching.
And what are you making?
Oh, it's a festive season gift. I think it would be like well, I suppose you could use it for whatever you want, but I, was thinking that a person might, or a mouse might want to use it to just put somewhere in their home to add something cheery for the festive season, sort of hang it up somewhere or set it
Oh,
on a
it's
little
decoration.
table. Pardon me?
It's a decoration.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, very interesting. Well, I won't disturb you.
Oh, well, no. I'm always interested to and happy to share what I'm doing. See, these little leaves here, though, these are actually holly leaves that I've got, and these little red dots are supposed to represent the berries.
Well, of course, they are very festive and are appropriate for this time of year.
Yeah, well, thank you. If you'd like, and I have time, perhaps I could make one for you.
Oh, that would be lovely. I do like holly.
Oh, okay. I do like the ear uh things you have. What do you call those?
Oh, my jewelry.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes, I'm quite fond of silver.
Oh,
It
does
reminds
it
me of
does
the
it
moonlight.
does it hurt when they do that? How did you get them out?
Only momentarily.
Oh,
No, they just, what they do is they take a piece of ice and put it behind my ear, and then they take a needle and they just prick it really fast.
no. I might have to consider something like that with perhaps a thimble on it or something. Mm-hmm. I like that.
I mean, you could find someone to make it, I'm sure. It could be very easy to do, but yes, for a little while, mostly sore afterwards, but I have had them for many years, so it's been a while since I've last had something pierced.
I stick my paws all the time when I'm being careful. Probably
Different
similar
kind of
to
pierce,
that.
I'm sure. If you can handle that, though, I'm sure you can handle an ear.
Mhm. Something to think. So she goes back to sipping on her cider and the soup and trying not to get any of that on her project as she's working.
And as you go after your little conversation, you go back to your little project. The door opens as Talon sort of wander into the guard hall, or the guard barracks, I should say. A little bit more snow on your body as it's begun to pick up a little bit outside. But can you give us a description of what Talon looks like, Raven?
Absolutely. So Talon is what you would assume is a red mouse with a white underside, but you can tell the red fur has been sun bleached from excessive time outside. On his back, you can see a shield and a rather large, for a mouse, sword attached along with it, with a couple belts strapped around him with pouches on him, and a black cloak wrapped tightly around his shoulders. And look around the room. Is this where we're supposed to meet?
Yes, this is where we are going to find out what our next orders are.
Has our leader shown up yet?
Oh no, not yet. So, come, warm your belly. I can see you've been outside for quite some time. Definitely warm up.
And Talon wanders over and grabs a bowl, fills it up, and grabs a nice mug to go with it. And finds a cozy spot, just sort of at the edge of the fire's warmth.
Have you been a guard for long?
For a while now, yes.
I can tell. You have those eyes. Well, it's a pleasure. I'm Fioria.
Talon, pleasure. Why is that one standing in the middle of the room?
He's guarding it.
I'm not guarding it.
From what?
Again, with the guarding, is there someone supposed to be guarding this room?
No, it's a barracks. It's a place of rest. You could sit.
A greenhorn.
I was told to come here. I came here.
You are allowed to sit, though. They don't tell you that, but you are allowed to.
What I tried saying.
Each their own.
Not the orders I was
You can't
given. I was
force a
told to come
mouse
here.
to sit.
Hi,
He's
Talon,
new.
is it?
Talon, yes.
Yes. Hi, I'm Priscilla, and
Hello.
she recognizes that that this mouse looks to be perhaps slightly more of a seasoned fighter than she is. So when she greets Talon, what she does is she picks up her weapon, which is a very large sewing needle threaded through another thimble, and then some cord tied onto that to hold the whole thing together. So it's a sword, but it's sort of a rapier or a foil. And she kind of does a little bit of a a wave and a salute with that as recognition of the fact that it's a mouse of what she feels is sort of higher status and rank and more experience than she has. I'm Priscilla.
Alan, a pleasure. And Priscilla would definitely notice through what is probably her trade that the cloak Talon is wearing is very almost intentionally worn, so it's not perfectly black anymore. It has worn patches that are grays and browns.
Does it look threadbare or just
It
more
looks well maintained,
camouflaged?
but very intentionally worn and kept that way.
Okay. Because if it was threadbare, of course, she would have to ask if you wanted it ended. But if it doesn't look threadbare, she would leave.
It looks very well maintained.
Few moments more pass. And finally, your final companion makes their way into the barracks, almost looking like a walking snowman by the time he makes his way in, due to how heavy the snow has picked up at this point in time. But Rupert, if you can give a little bit of a description of yourself.
Absolutely. So, Rupert walks in with the cautious demeanor of one quite, at the very least, aware of his surroundings. He has that whole twitchy, mouse-like head movement. His nose is kind of doing the whole twitchy, constantly sniffing sound. And what you see walk in is a very rotund mouse. Like you said, walking snowman is probably the best description at this point, as it is quite the round boy that walks in here with a blonde sandy-ish color. He's got fairly big ears, round big ears, almost like parabolic antennas by mouse standards, sticking out of his head here. And you can see that his cheeks are already filled with something or another, as he does walk in with the pouchy cheeks right now. His cape is, his cloak, sorry, is, yeah, I went into V6 mode for a sec there. No capes. His cloak is definitely white. It's one of those pure white cloaks. And, sticking out from the sides of it, where his shoulders are, you see what kind of looks like somebody made almost like pauldrons out of not wood chips, pine cone chips, you know? And kind of made a little, made a little, I guess pine cone chip light armor of some kind. At his belt, you'll see that he has a little, he has a slingshot hanging off of his belt, and a little bag that no doubt contains some form of a knickknack or another. And the one, I guess, discerning thing that you could see that's a little out of the ordinary with him beyond everything else is he has what looks like a stick, a hollowed out stick that he's kind of holding between both of his hands, almost holding it nervously as he kind of looks around and takes another deep sniff and then bolts straight for the table. He doesn't even really kind of say hi to anybody at first. He just goes straight for the food. Clearly driven by instinct here, as food takes over when it comes to priority. Provided the food is accessible, he will give himself a generous portion of it, and then kind of look up from the from the bowl and the cider glass or cup, almost as if only now noticing the other mice, and he's just gonna take a quick little glance around the room and go, "Oh, yeah, hi everyone."
Why, hello. You must be absolutely cold. Please keep keep warming up your belly.
And he
You
does
shove
just
it down.
he kind of salutes. He goes, "Aye, aye," as if it's like an order for him to eat, and he just takes more of the food. Definitely.
Is he like, when he talks, does he have like, does it sound like he's got the stuffed cheeks, or does it sound like he's talking fairly naturally?
There's a bit of a stutter to his speech and a little bit of the stuffed cheek things, but it's not like, you know, the fluffy rabbit game at that point. So it's not like with like his mouth is full, but he found a happy middle ground, I guess you could say. He's not stuffed to capacity yet.
I need you to method act and put like marshmallows in there, please. So
Give me a minute. I have candy. I
feel
can
like
do.
it's
I can do
actually
something. Give me a minute. I got a bunch of candy here. Give me a sec.
Oh God.
There we go. See, that's so difficult. We can do this.
There you go.
Well, so you know, I can put a couple more. Give me do this
God.
properly here. Let's go check.
And with this Oscar-worthy
There we go.
method acting,
See, that's not so difficult. This is good
as
soup.
as Rupert, as you are enjoying the soup and the cider and everything, the door
Definitely.
flies open, and there's a loud clack on the ground as a wooden staff makes contact with the wood.
When the door slams open, Rupert ducks for the ground. He hits the deck. The loud noise makes him definitely like hit the deck, and you see him on the ground, grabbing the end of his ears and just kind of like pulling them around his head almost a little bit.
And as you turn and look, you see this small figure walking into the room with like this large staff, sort of clicking forward, guiding their way, not wearing a traditional cloak, but a full-on robe that is decorated with what looks to be hand-painted moons and stars, and a very large, wide brim hat with the same painting or the same symbolism on it. And you just hear this like high-pitched voice. Up and at 'em, rodents.
He jumps back to his feet.
Fiora will, not very quickly, but with a little bit, just kind of finish and then get up, smile.
Fall in formation.
As quickly as she can, Priscilla will thread her needle into the project, fold it up, stuff everything in her pouch, and stand up. And when he says formation, she's going to run over and stand behind Squeakers, because he seems to be the one starting the formation.
Yeah, Squeakers was probably already standing when he yelled stand. Whatever he understands as formation, he is moving into whatever that is immediately. Like, there's no hesitation.
And he begins to like walk along the line of you, just like staring at you from underneath like the brim of his hat. This is pathetic. This is what they send us in a time of war. Oh, it's a good thing that you have a high wizard such as myself on your side. How else would we make it through here? It's just like he's walking back and forth, just clicking the staff. He like looks around. Now, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of you are gonna die on this mission. The secret covert task where you're gonna have to take on 5 wolves at a time.
Oh, is that mission that dangerous then?
Extremely dangerous.
You can see Rupert's getting like more and more like nervous. His eyes are getting bigger and bigger. His face is starting to twitch more and more. He's kind of looking instinctively at the doors at this point.
But don't you worry. With me on your side, we can get through this. Well, some of us. He's probably gonna die as he points over to Rupert.
Rupert has the whole like eek kind of like reaction.
But don't worry, I come with enchantments. And he reaches into his pack and goes, "Hasha!" And he throws out just a ton of confetti on you. And as the confetti flies open, all of you can see the barrack door opening behind him as Robin, you come in to see your team already in formation being accosted by this little mouse and just the oddest getup. You've seen this mouse before. This is Timothy. He is Sebastian's grandson. Not old enough yet to be a tenderpaw, but enamored with the world of magic. As on your journeys, you happened across a human standing out in the plains, holding their hands wide open as they called down a giant bolt of fire from the sky to slam down into a pack of dog people. Since that day, that has been Timothy's wish, is to be a mighty wizard and to command the elements for his beck and call.
So seeing Timothy addressing the troops, I think Robin is just gonna quietly make his way over to the soup and cider, and he's gonna fix himself a bowl, and he's just gonna watch Timothy for a minute as he enjoys his soup.
He walks over to Rupert, as Rupert's got his attention because of the just the fear that he's showing, and he gets up really close. "Do you want to die, son?"
No.
Answer me like a true guard.
No, I don't.
Good. Stick to the plan, and you won't. Those of you who come back will be mighty heroes. Those who don't, we'll write your name somewhere.
Perhaps on a plaque somewhere?
Or a book. I don't know how much plaque space we have anymore. We're going to take that up with the top brass after this mission.
Good call.
I think at this point, I will kind of come up behind him and just gently place a hand on his shoulder.
And as soon as your hand touches his shoulder, he kind of stiffens up.
Now, I'm sure the mission that you've got in mind is of utmost importance, Timothy, but I think these ones are coming with me today.
He kind of looks up at you as he kind of takes the hat off his head, and you see this little white and red mouse. Can't be more than 6. Okay, I guess I need to find my own team then.
You can see Rupert visibly relax when he realizes that Timothy's probably not coming with them.
Maybe go track down your grandfather and see if he'll assign you a team of your own.
Raven, you're muted.
You knew that.
Yes, I did.
The emote was made for him.
And there's our true leader.
As Timothy nods, oh, okay. You get off the hook this time. Sooner or later, all of you are going to have to fight 6 wolves at a time. He just runs on off out of the barracks.
And as soon as Timothy leaves, recognizing him, Fiora will look over at Robin and go, Robin, my old friend, how are you? And she will go up to him and like give him a hug.
And he'll give her a good hug back. Nice to see a familiar face.
Are you gonna be our leader?
Oh, I wouldn't use that title, but I'll be going with you for sure.
Leading the team?
Guiding the
Guiding
team.
us? You preferred that word more. Well, it would be very wonderful to have a familiar face. It's been too long. It's what, 5, 6 years since we last seen each other?
Has it been that long already? The years
It's
just
been
fly
some
by.
time. It has been some time. Well, it's so good to see you. It will make this journey even more fun now.
So you were all summoned here together, I assume. You're all here for the same thing? Mission? The quest?
That's what we were told. Not specific as to what it was, but we were called.
Wonderful. And you've all had your fill of soup and cider then, right?
Well,
As you ask that, you hear a slurping sound as Rupert has snuck back to the table and is having seconds.
Most of us have.
Talon looks down the line towards Squeakers. Some of us were guarding the room and not resting while we had the opportunity.
A greenhorn.
Guarding. Was there someone supposed to be guarding the room? I'm terribly confused.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the barracks. Don't
That's
usually guard the barracks.
That's what I tried to
I'm
tell
guarding
them.
the room. I'm just standing here, where I was told to come.
Not relaxing.
I'm sorry. My name is Robin. You're Squeakers, was it?
Yes, I am Squeakers.
And you were told to come here.
Yes.
Welcome to the crew, Squeakers. Go get some food. Get some cider.
Yes. At that point, Squeakers will go over and grab food and cider and start eating.
Ah, we see where the hierarchy is in their mind. Good to know.
So none of you were told what this mission is exactly.
No. Quite a mystery.
Would assume it has something to do with securing our new home, but as
Sort
to
of.
the details, you know how orders show up. They're always to the point, usually lacking details to be described later.
More or less, yeah. Well, I guess I should probably be the one to fill in those details then.
Guide away.
But first, how about some introductions? I'm here to, I guess, teach you on this journey that we're about to embark on together. My name is Robin. Some of you know me already, and some of you will get to know me very soon. Let's go down the line. Kind of turns to look at Squeakers. I know your name already, but why don't you tell everybody?
I am Squeakers.
And how old are you, Squeakers?
19.
And where are you from?
Here.
Here. Born and bred.
Yes.
Wonderful. Moves down the line a little bit. Moves to Raven's character. Talon?
Talon.
Talon?
Talon.
And your name?
Talon.
And where are you from, Talon?
Originally from Lockhaven.
Lockhaven. Beautiful town. And what did your parents do, Talon?
My father was an armorer actually.
Armor.
Yes. And I also apprenticed under a artisan armorer.
Very good skills to have.
If you need weapons or armor built, that is, or maintained, I can make sure of it.
Maintenance is important, especially on the road, especially in winter. Kind of looks over at Priscilla. And what might your name be?
Hi, I'm Priscilla.
That's a very lovely outfit you've got, Priscilla.
Oh, thank you. The cloak is really special. I have notes. um, yes, my mentor gave this cloak to me. It's very fuzzy. I'm a weaver. I come from a family of weavers and spinners and seamstresses and tailors. And the idea of the mauve cloak was to highlight or indicate that I have skills with creativity and helpfulness, and that I guess it would stand for creativity mostly. So I thought it was very, very nice. Thank you. Um,
That creative mind of yours is going to be very handy in the future, especially on a mission like ours.
yeah. Well, my attitude is sort of to always think outside the nest, Try to come up with novel ideas. More traditional things don't work.
I think you'll be an asset to this team.
Oh, thank you.
Moves
Oh,
over.
I'm actually from Spruce Tech, so I'm a little further out originally.
Traveled a long way.
Yeah, yes, I did. Fortunately, I came with a group of mice that were on patrol, so it wasn't too bad.
Looks over at Rupert. Waits until Rupert has finished his second bowl of soup. And what might your name be?
I'm Rupert, sir.
Oh, go, girl. Love it.
I see you've got an eye for quality meals, Rupert.
Yes, sir. I sure do, sir.
You and I are going to get along very well.
Looking forward to it, sir.
And Rupert, where might you hail from?
I'm from Fort Sumac, sir.
Is that so?
Yes, sir.
Seems we've got a pretty diverse group so far. Rupert, a little less formal. No need to call me sir.
He kind of looks at you confused, almost like waiting for you to tell him what to call you.
Just use my name.
Oh,
Rupert, Robin.
yes, sir. Robin, sir. Robin. Yes, Robin.
I understand I'm the supposed leader of this patrol, but I like to think of myself more as a teacher, and all of you students.
All right, sir. Robin, sir. No problem.
We'll work on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, Robin.
And he moves over to Fiora. Now, we already know each other, but for the sake of introductions,
Of course.
what might your name be?
I am Fiora, and I hail from Elmos. As, of course, you know, so lots of farmers and harvesters and healers and lots of wayward travelers, which I suppose was my inspiration to become part of the guard, since I love to travel and collect, and here I am.
And Fiora, I have a very important question for you.
What is that, old friend?
Why haven't you been promoted yet so I can retire?
Oh, but then if I get promoted, I can't travel anymore. I mean, I just mentioned it. I don't want to be behind a desk or stationed in one spot for too long. You know
Get
I like being
promoted
out there.
enough and you can do whatever you want, Fiora.
But then that requires more paperwork.
There is that.
I don't mind the paperwork. I like being organized, but now I think I have a few more years before I consider it.
Just don't leave it too long. I find when you get to my age, the paperwork becomes very difficult to see.
Well, I do have some herbs and tea that may help with that just a little bit. I'll talk to you later about it.
Be sure to bring those along.
Oh, I've got it. And she holds up like a little, what looks like a sack. And she just kind of jiggles it. And you don't hear anything really, just a little bit of sloshing what sounds like grass or something, just something natural, just kind of running there. She's like, I always come prepared. A little bit of everything.
Wonderful. Now, speaking of coming prepared, you're all gonna have to make sure you're
Oh no.
Oh no!
Ouch.
The Antissa
kitted a
patient!
Discord. Hello? Hello,
Oh, there we
Discord?
go.
You're back.
We were all like, what? What? Who do we have to prepare for?
We have to come with what?
Death.
It's
Sudden
just a
death.
big dramatic pause. That's all.
It's definitely
That was so
dramatic.
perfectly timed.
Are you okay?
We didn't
now,
hear anything
Discord?
after prepare.
That's okay. I realized almost immediately after I said that Discord was having an issue. Now, speaking of being prepared, you're all gonna have to make sure you're kitted appropriately for the weather. We've got a couple tasks ahead of us as a group. Our first task is to check in the safe zones along our route. Make sure that they are in good condition, well stocked. If any repairs are needed, we have the okay to make those repairs ourselves. Our second task, I'm sure the younger among you will be very happy to find out about, is we are going to be escorting a very important person. The Father of Merriment himself.
Oh my. Is he coming here?
That's the idea. We're
Oh,
to
wow.
go meet up with his caravan and escort him safely back to town. Now I say safely, because there is a danger. Anyone that knows about the tales of the Father of Merriment also knows about the Goose.
Has
That
been
could
troublesome.
Out there somewhere. We haven't seen or heard from him in a while, but we'll have to be on our guard just in case.
Better
Shouldn't
safe
be
than
any
sorry.
geese around here. They go south.
This
Not
isn't
this one.
just any old goose.
Hmm.
This is a very...
Why does his age matter?
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
You said he wasn't any old goose. Why does his age matter?
I don't literally mean an old goose, although
Trojan.
could be hundreds of years old. We don't know.
The tales don't say. But it's
So
a
I'm
very
confused. Is he
different
an old goose or not an old goose? And why does it matter?
Well, it doesn't matter. And it could be an old goose. Could be a young goose. They could be different geese every time they show up. We don't know. But they all seem to be antagonistic in the same way.
So look out for geese. Okay.
Yes.
Sir.
And of course, all the usual predators for this time of year.
Wolves. And she looks over to Rupert.
6 of them.
And
Now, we're going to be setting out sooner rather than later. So if there's any gear that you need to grab, any provisions you need to grab, do so now.
I assume we're being properly provided with snow gear.
Yes. All the typical winter gear will be provided for us, as well as a builder's kit for any repairs that need to be made along the way.
Hmm.
By the way, when you mention all 6 of them for the wolves, you kind of have a moment where Rupert just kind of, his face goes from like calm to like, oh no, here we go. I thought that small mouse was joking about the 6 wolves. You're not serious. There's actually 6 wolves. Like, realization dawns upon him. And if a mouse could like have their face fall and go white as a sheet, he would have gone white as a sheet there.
Now, I don't know if there's actually 6 wolves, but there could be. So it's good to stay alert.
Yes, Robin.
Very good.
And as you make your group introductions and everything and begin to gather the equipment that you had brought with you and to make your way down to the quartermaster, we are going to go ahead and take our first break for today. And because we are taking the break, I think we should open up the first drawing for a dice set today for December.
It's already open.
Is it?
It sure is.
it is.
I didn't know.
I opened it.
You said it at the beginning.
That's fair. I didn't actually announce it in voice, but I did open it right after I finished stating the rules. So if you did not know, like our illustrious DM here, there is a giveaway open right now for a set of dice. That's going to close probably about 45 minutes. And then I'm going to be opening a second one right after. So get in on those.
So, yep, as that drawing is open, use !December to toss your name into the hat for the draw. And we will be back in about 5 minutes or so. Okay. We're back.
Hello.
Yay.
Yeah, Fox, we have been running for about an hour and a half now.
Yeah, I thought
Oh.
it was like barely an hour. Nope.
Right?
Nope. I looked
Time
over the
just flew
time. I'm
by.
like, oh
Time
crap,
flies
it's like
when you're having fun.
9:40.
So I am actually going to close the current giveaway immediately and do a drawing, and then we will open a second one right after.
You want to go over the rules for those who would be popping in, who weren't here for
Yes.
the initial reading?
I will go over those rules right before I open the next one. So for this one, we're going to pull Gillitan.
Oh, hi.
What did you win?
Some clicky clack math rocks.
That'll do it.
It says you're not a follower?
It-
What the
it's-
hell?
Okay. So
Saving money
it
because of the
is-
strike. I will refollow as soon as I can.
No,
Okay.
That's not it. That's not it. I said
you're
follower,
good.
not sub.
It's the bot. It's the bot. The bot doesn't think anybody is following this channel.
Oh,
Even
wow.
like the channel owner, if the Behold Roleplay name was drawn, the bot would be like, "You're not a follower. What are you doing?" I don't know how to fix that. I don't care enough to fix
It
that.
just-
We do
No,
giveaways
sure
once a
It just
year.
goes
I'm
more
teasing.
into it. That
I'm
just goes
teasing.
more into the meme that you're all just figments of my imagination.
No.
yes, it does.
So I will go ahead and make a note of your name on my spreadsheet here. And we are going to open a second one. I'm going to post a picture of the dice, and then I'll go over the rules.
They're gorgeous dice, and I love them.
I am prepared here, I swear.
They all are. Sneak peek.
So that link that I just dropped in Twitch chat there is the next set of dice that we're going to be giving away. I'm sorry,
Ooh.
these dice, none of them have official names. I'm sure they did at one point when I was getting them ready to list on my store, but I lost all of the names of these dice when I closed that storefront down. So
Oh no.
they have no names. But they are blue, shiny blue, like a deep blue that has a little bit of translucency to them, but a very galaxy-esque shimmer inside of them.
Give them a name on the spot right now.
I will not do that.
Your
Come on,
poor
Zora, go.
improv skills. Clearly,
You
you're
call-
not fit for this.
So you called it. You have to name it.
But here's the thing, because it's December, I wanted it to be like Christmas or holiday themed. So it could be Christmas Eve sky. Since
There
this
you
is
go.
Galaxy Shimmer.
There you go.
That is
The night of Christmas Eve. There we go.
name of the dice that we are about to give away. But before we do, real quick rundown of the rules. Rule 1, you cannot enter this giveaway on someone else's behalf. We have had people do that in the past, and I've always felt kind of weird about it. So just straight up, if you're entering this giveaway, you're doing it for you, not for someone else. Rule 2, you got to be present, obviously, when the drawing happens. Rule 3, you got to say what you won if your name is drawn. Dice or anything related to dice is good enough. This is just to make sure we've got people that are paying attention to the giveaways and that actually know what they're entering a giveaway for. So we're not like super strict about it. As long as it's roughly in line, that's good enough. Rule 4, you gotta be a member of our Discord if you win. We use that to verify who you are and then also to contact you for shipping details. So gotta make sure you're part of a Discord. And rule 5, which is kind of the big one, you cannot win more than once within a week because we're going to be having a lot of these giveaways. Cannot win more than once within a week, and you cannot win more than twice total. So keep those in mind as you're entering these giveaways. Again, check Twitch chat there for the dice that we're about to give away. And if you give me 2 seconds here, I will open up that giveaway and tell you how to enter.
I'm just gonna say Zoro named the dice that I won Snowflake's Wonder, which I think is perfect. So I'm totally gonna use them for Snow from Tricorn Island, whose full name is Sapphire Snowflake. So
Huh? It's all on purpose.
the universe has aligned and said it is so. We're just here to oblige.
Okay, the raffle is now open. So if you want to enter this raffle, all you have to do is type !December in the chat, and that will enter you into the raffle, and we'll close it around the time that we are ending the stream and do the drawing.
Before we get going, I will just say that I love that I was able to get caffeine-free gamer subs, so I'm not keeping myself up more than I already am.
Yay!
Yay!
Magical
What flavor are you drinking?
Goof juice. It's
What's it taste
watermelon.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good. But I'm happy I have it in caffeine-free, because then it's just like at nighttime, like, 10 o'clock ish, I'm drinking Kool-Aid.
Wait, you can't drink it and then go to bed like an hour later?
I can. But my doctor is getting mad that I'm hopping myself up on caffeine, at like around 11 o'clock at night. They're like, you can't be doing that. So
Says who? The doctor.
Why my doctor
Says
lets
it's
me
a
do it.
medical
Looks at
professional.
Tilt. Looks at Tilt. My doctor says I can do it.
Tilt, am I allowed
Look.
to have all the caffeine I want?
No,
Damn it.
Man,
I,
okay.
I,
I'm
I am
special.
unfortunately duty bound to say no to that.
Damn it.
But not to me.
Look,
As
I
a
don't drink
big
caffeine,
game,
so
but
that
I
solves
don't
my
drink much
that solves
caffeine.
my problem right there. You don't even drink coffee, so
Coffee and caffeine are two different things.
Yeah.
So I will make a note to have unfortunate things to happen to Tilt's character for that official medical jargon.
I got you, boo.
Yeah, damn
He was
Hippocratic,
born for shit to happen to him anyway.
damn Hippocratic oath.
Right?
I am legitimately obligated to answer truthfully. No, you cannot have all the coffee you want. Sorry.
Yeah, you know
But I
what
want
happened
it.
when we first started dating? Like, it'll be midnight and I'm eating, and he was like, you're gonna get fat if you eat after this time. I'm like, thanks, love you too. Thanks.
That is not what you say, Tilt. That is
Yeah,
not
you-
what you say.
Hey, I never said she was fat. I said she's gonna be fat if she keeps that up, which is true.
Doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
You know
No.
what?
Matter.
You guys say that's not what you say, but they're still happily together, so clearly.
That's because I ignore him and I say fuck you and keep eating.
That's fair.
All right.
I don't give a shit if I get fat, I get fat. I don't care. I'm hungry.
It's not about that. But
I want a Hippocratic oath for Christmas.
Right.
So
I want a Hippocratic oath for Christmas. Oh my god, that's
Right.
perfect. Let's do it.
Yes, it is.
So, as you all exit out here and make your way into the halls of the guard keep, you begin to follow Robin down a couple flights of stairs to a small quartermaster's office where a jet black mouse in a flowing white cloak is sitting behind a very large desk. Papers and books and everything just scattered about everywhere. Behind them is just rows and rows and rows of categorized gear and tools and weaponry and pretty much anything that a guard could requisition for a mission. This mouse sort of looks up with a pair of bifocal glasses, looks at Robin, looks at the crew. One of these days, I'm going to see you come in here, and it's not going to be in a guard position, Robin.
It's gonna be in a civilian one.
You know, it's probably going to be in a command one. You can only say no for so long. At some point in time, they just force it on you.
I only gotta keep saying no until I retire.
She just like raises an eyebrow. Yeah, right. You retire.
It'll happen. One day. I've only been saying it for 20 years.
Yeah. Sebastian was saying the same thing, and you saw what happened to him.
Well, Sebastian is a big softy. You and I both know. He can only say no for so long.
So what do you need?
Well, we've got a big order for you this time. And I pull out the papers that I was given that outline the tasks that we're to do. We've got a team here, 6 in total, counting myself, that all need to be outfitted with winter gear and provisions, and these are the tasks we have ahead of us, so we need to make sure we're geared appropriately for that.
She takes the list and looks it over. Not too much of a hard order to fill. In regards to the things for supplies, for rations and the like, do you have any sort of gauge on how much time you'll be out in the field?
Unfortunately, no. We actually don't really know where our destination is, just that it's to the west. So we don't know how long we'll be out there. But we will be stopping at the checkpoints and can resupply our provisions there if the checkpoints themselves are still stocked.
She kind of looks over your shoulder to the rest of the crew. I take it all of you have been through basic survival training.
Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So water shouldn't be an issue, and you should be able to forage for something out there. I'm gonna just call it a safe 3 days supply, or rations and the like.
If all's helps, that's why I'm here.
Perfect. Okay, so 6 sets of winter garments, 3 days supplies for each. A builder set. Show of hands here. Who here is or has apprenticed under a builder?
I know carpentry and boat making, if that means anything.
That means
Tools
Tools go to you.
Dabble. Might be better suited.
She begins to just like very methodically going back and forth and grabbing all of your supplies and setting them up in front of all of you.
I'm sorry. Can we make it 4 days worth of supplies, please? Just in case.
She kind of like looks over to Robin.
This one seems to have an appetite that's almost as big as mine.
I'll get better, sir.
4 days it is then.
I do also have a bit of a unique request if our lovely quartermaster here will humor us. I would like each of you to choose one item that you think might be useful on this journey and bring that with.
Kind of like looks at you. What are you getting at, Robin?
A teaching moment. That's all.
Okay, I'll humor you. But there are limitations on what I'm going to allow out into the field.
Of course.
Don't need people taking out weaponry. You all have those yourselves. Don't need fire kits. That comes with the camping gear. Go ahead and pick your item. But I'll be watching. One at a time. She kind of like looks and stares at all of you. Send one in, one of them in, Robin.
All right. Squeakers, you're first.
Yes, sir. And Squeakers will head over and what was here? I think Squeakers would look for some sort of weapon maintenance kit, something we could use to clean, sharpen, and or otherwise maintain our weapons while out on the road.
She walks along with you, and you see that there's a small kit tucked away that has all the essentials of weapon maintenance.
Ma'am, I would like this one, please.
Do you have skills in that sort of field?
Yes. Yes, my parents were armorers. I've studied under an armor.
Picks it up and hands you the little kit.
We have others who have done the same.
As she's walking out, Jezebel just calls out, "Next!"
And Robin looks over at Talon. You're up. Raven, you're up.
That was
And
the
you-
name. Yes, sorry. my
Yes.
my brain derped on that. I was like, what?
New mouse who dis.
New mouse. Callan walks in, looks around for a moment, and grabs a reasonable size I don't want to call it a spool. Bundle of rope.
Okay. She sort of smiles. She's like, well, at least one of you's thinking with their head.
It can
Too
be
bad-
used for so many things.
Too many patrols go out without rope, and I always hear when they come back, we should have brought the rope. Good on you for that one.
Question. How
Yes.
much rope is there? I'm making you do
3
conversions.
inches, which is a lot for a mouse.
You
I'm
can
gonna-
give me an equivalency.
I'm going to say the equivalency of 5 feet of rope.
Okay.
You're a mouse. You don't need,
Still a lot.
you don't need, 40 feet of rope or anything like that. So knocking it down the mouse size, 5 feet is a good length of rope for a mouse to have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if a human could carry 100 feet of, human sized rope, mouse can carry 5 feet of mouse sized rope.
Makes sense.
Works for me.
All right. Fiora, why don't you go ahead?
Oh, me.
That would be you. Yep.
Are we all doing this?
You are
Or
Fiora.
do I'll do this. Yep. Okay. She will come in, and she looks around for a moment, and then she kind of checks her packs a little bit. She's like, seems like I don't have this tool readily on hand. How disappointing for myself. Well, opportunity. Well, I am a pathfinder of sorts, so I think I need a nice little compass to help us through, especially if this storm is going to keep covering the ground in so much snow. We have to know which way is west.
A compass is a good choice. She gets to like a small little like box compass.
Excellent. This will do just fine. I appreciate it. She'll give a nod in appreciation and walk out happily as she starts putting the compass in her pouch.
All All right, Rupert, it's your turn.
He walks up to the quartermaster, cheeks full of snacks, of course, and he looks at the quartermaster, and you can see that the gears are turning in his head like really, really hard, right? And then he looks at the quartermaster again, and he says, "You know what? If it's okay with you, ma'am, I'd like a bag of apples."
Bag of apples.
Yes, please.
I'm afraid we don't have apples.
What?
Most of the rations that we give here are dry field rations.
Understandable. Let's see here. If we're talking about dry food, would you happen to have almonds?
Kind of like
This
digs
voice, I
through
can't-
and you just hear like a rustling of a bag and like a little scoop. She walks over and hands you a sack of almonds.
Thank you. And oddly enough, he does not stuff them in his cheek pouches. He just keeps the little pouch thing and puts it at his belt.
And I think that finally brings us to you, Priscilla.
Oh, thank you. So Priscilla walks in to see Jezebel. Jezebel, is it? Would you happen to have snowshoes? And would you happen to have some that are rather large? Or perhaps 2 pair? And
She sort of like turns her head. Well, we don't necessarily have snowshoes as we are fit enough to trudge through the snow ourselves. We're trained not to go into too deep pockets of snow. If it's too deep for you to see, it's more than likely not safe for you to walk on.
okay, well, perhaps you can help me with some materials. I have an idea. I was thinking if I had something fairly large that I could put on my feet that would leave prints that would make me look like I'm a bigger animal, then if I could do that or had some way to make bigger animal prints, I might be able to discourage a bigger animal from tracking us because they wouldn't think that we were smaller animals, if that makes sense. Maybe some. I can work with skins, and I could work with sewing. So maybe something like that I could bend to make a shape, and then put leather over it and sew it to make uh, an animal print, something like that.
She sits there and she thinks for a moment. Give me a moment here. Where's the
Some
DMs that
big,
Zorro sent me?
even some big pieces
In
of
your
cloth,
DMs.
perhaps.
Thanks, Zaro. Very helpful.
But he said, "Where is it?" And I said, "It's in your DMs."
That
Well,
wouldn't. What?
The Discord, right?
Which one are you looking for?
The screenshots for mouse guard
Well,
stuff.
I mean that, but like, what are you looking for specifically? Which one? The difficulty one, or the persuader one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like the last one I sent you.
Well, I'm looking for them in general because, like, I thought you posted it in the channel. You posted it in a DM to me.
Oh yes, I did.
Okay. She seems to be a bit hesitant in regards to handing over a lot of supplies to you in order to make something that she's not sure will work. So I'm going to ask for a negotiation roll.
First roll of the game.
Yep. You'll add will to your base. Do you have the haggler skill?
I was going to, and I put my point elsewhere. So that would mean that it would. I have a cat every.
You technically can roll, you just won't have any bonuses.
So
for
it would be a will roll then for me.
Yes.
I guess a straight will roll. So that would be just three dice, right?
3d6s.
Okay.
And you're looking for 4, 5, or 6 for successes.
Right. Okay, so actually I have a success and 2 fails. So that's a fail.
You see there's a bit of, you see here. You can see the gears turning in her head. She's like, I like where you're going with this one. Though I don't think it would be suited for you to, say, make out on the field. This looks like this would be something that you would want a little more stability in creating. I don't think it would be great to give you the materials for it when you're out on a mission. Now, if you want to work on something like this when you come back, more than happy to give you what you need. Something like that could help the guard.
Okay, well, see. Could I take don't have useful? How would you feel about giving me a square of silk?
Square of silk? I could work with that.
Yeah, quite large. Maybe sort of like, and so Priscilla spreads her arms and her little paws as wide as she can to indicate the width, and sort of about this square or a little bigger.
Yeah, I could do something like that. She walks over and you can hear like a little bit of the shears like cutting through fabric as she comes back with about that, roughly that size square of silk for you.
Okay, and that should do nicely. Thank you.
And as Priscilla walks out,
and you're not going to ask me why I want it, right?
no, your captain said to everyone pick an item. I'm just here to make sure you guys pick an item.
So you see her eyes twinkling behind her little pencil glasses. She toddles out looking almost as content as you think she would have looked if she had gotten the snowshoes.
As she walks out from behind Priscilla, Isabel sort of looks over to Rupert. You getting anything?
To Robin or Rupert?
Robin, sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Here
like,
we go with
wait
the
a
R
minute.
names again.
Oh no. From now on, we all need to coordinate what letter we start with so we can help Rojan.
Oh, that ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. I'm always gonna call Azarin's character Rose.
Everybody starts with the same letter from now on.
We're all just gonna be R's. Everyone change their name right now.
No.
Got Rowlin, Priscilla.
Well,
Reapers.
Priscilla, I guess, would work, wouldn't it? Although that makes me feel like one of the dwarves from
Muted.
Cinderella. I'm sorry.
There you go. You're muted.
So,
Color.
Robin, do you need anything, or is this just for a learning experience for the kids?
Oh, this was mostly just for a learning experience. Seeing what they choose tells me a lot about who they are. All a little bit more practical than I would have thought. But yeah, I suppose I could do with an extra piece of chalk if you've got some.
And she just opens her desk, grabs the chalk, and just flicks it on over to you.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you for humoring me.
I'm here to make sure the guard is outfitted, and if a team's captain thinks that they need individual items, if I can provide it, I'm more than happy to.
We'll do our best to bring them all back in as good or better condition. Now, if everybody is well equipped and ready to go, I think we need to decide who's going to be leading our expedition. Kind of side eyes over at Fiora, knowing that she's got some skills in the Pathfinder trait.
I mean,
I'm a reasonably
mind
accomplished scout, if that helps.
That does.
oh, that's very good to know. Well, I suppose we know some of your skills. A scout and a craftsman of sorts. I believe you said creativity for the arts and crafts sort of area for Priscilla. What are yours, Squeakers? What is your skill
He
set?
just holds up both axes.
Literally Drax.
Yeah.
Offense. I mean, we do need a bodyguard type offensive player, for sure.
Offense makes the best defense.
Good for chopping firewood, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, axes are quite efficient at chopping firewood.
Well, very diverse. The scouting skills will definitely be helpful, but I suppose for now I can see what we've got going for us. West, you said, correct?
That's right.
West. All right.
Our destination will be our first westward checkpoint.
Very well. Yes.
I'm also pretty good at reading the weather, if that helps.
It does.
Actually, that is curious. As we start our journey, there was a bit of a storm beforehand when we all met up. Can you perhaps check to see how the weather will fare, at least for the next few hours, as we start our journey? That will actually help me determine how I'll need to go about our pathway.
Sure, let me check.
Say it, don't spray it. Okay.
So-
I'm trying, but it's not easy.
oh my. It looks like rain.
Rupert,
Hmm?
you are you have skills for a weather watcher?
Yes, it is what I'm actually specialized in and everything.
Cool. What skills do you have? Just so I'm curious.
Sure, let me get that for you. I followed the standard making process that.
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't know because we kind of chose late. I was gonna put our specialities on our cards, but I was like, I think some of us are still deciding. It'll be fine.
So Weather Watcher was maxed out. That's my main thing.
That's your maxed out skill?
Yeah.
Okay, well, since you do have the Weather Watcher skill, you can go ahead and use that and then add your will to the base of it.
And that's the number of d6s you want me to run?
Yes.
To run?
So
Okay.
your will, the number of your will give you additional d6 on top of what your Weather Watcher skill is.
And you want me to give you the total successes versus fails, correct? 4 plus?
Correct. So 4, 5, and 6 are successes.
Okay, well, that's a very down the middle split. I got 5 successes and 4 fails.
Okay. So as you go out, as you exit out of the barracks themselves and begin to make your way down into the streets of Lockhaven, you take a glance up at the sky and you stick a finger in your mouth and you hold it up to the air, and just getting a general sense of everything, the smell of the air as well. And while it was a bit of a heavy snowfall earlier, you shouldn't have too much trouble going on into the night.
It'll calm down by the time night rolls around.
Right. Good to know. So how's the weather right now currently?
It's a very, very light snow.
Okay.
It's cold.
Right.
You
No,
know,
of course.
probably very thankful that you have your winter gear, but nothing that's too much of a problem.
Where she flips her cloak up to have a little hood, and she's gonna be like, "All right, well, follow me." And she's gonna go ahead and use her pathfinding skills to make their way westward.
Okay, pathfinding skills. Yeah, we can do that. While you're making your pathfinding skills, does Talon want to do does Talon want to be a little bit farther ahead doing a scout roll as well?
I think it's still
Absolutely, yes. Sorry, I was answering a question. Actually, Roshan, quick question, just
Yes.
so we are clear. Are we running with the advancement rules or for this, or are we just leaving that alone for the Christmas one?
We're just leaving that alone for the Christmas
Okay,
one. Like
good
when,
enough.
Like when
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
when we
yeah, I wasn't sure.
go into like the full blown campaign, whenever that is, we'll use like the advancement rules and everything like that.
Okay,
But just
good
to
enough.
keep things short and simple and everything.
Because it starts involving a lot of rolls
Mhm.
and needing to pass tests and fail tests and all sorts
Yep.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So a scouting roll, okay?
And
That is
you can give a pathfinding roll as well.
out of 5, that is 3 passes.
3 successes, okay. And what about Fiora? What did you get for your pathfinding roll?
Okay, so it was a lot to read. Of course, I'm not gonna have it memorized. So I roll whatever the dice. Blah, blah, blah. I roll the number of dice equal to what I have in my Pathfinder skill
Plus
That's
your will.
correct. And then
You add your
Plus-
will
plus
to
my
it.
will.
Or
you add your
nature.
will.
Or nature. Let me see.
Oh, my nature's 1 higher than my will.
Okay, for scouting
It's
it
been
would
a hot
be
minute.
for scouting it would be nature.
What
you-
about Pathfinder?
Same thing.
Oh, same thing. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. These are for conflicts that I'm reading. Never mind. You would just roll your straight up skill.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And then 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. Oh, hot dang. Okay. So. Oh. Okay. That is 5 successes.
5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Because our max, I think we discussed this. Our max was 6 in a skill, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah. I was like,
So
oh
we
god,
got
is it 5
three.
or 6?
We got 3 in scouting and 5 in pathfinding. That's perfect.
Mhm.
So
It's too light snow. She's not going to use the compass. She's just going to use nature around her. But yeah, pathfinding still helps.
So as you're beginning to like make your way through the roads, those of you who aren't pathfinding or aren't keeping everybody on the path or scouting ahead for any sort of signs of danger or anything else, you're sort of clearing loose snow off of the pathways to keep it more visible. That way any mice traveling through here aren't going to be just wander off the beaten path because they can't see where they're going. But you travel for about an hour's worth of time, making a good headway. Thankfully, the snow, even though it was falling a little bit heavier when you first met up, doesn't seem to have too much of impact on the roads itself. Though getting closer to the checkpoint, Talon, you are the first to spot this, as the checkpoint itself is, you can see a small awning that has sort of been made out of dried leaves and sticks and everything, sort of blocking the aerial view of any flying predators that may be around. And it sort of dips in down into a small knot in a tree, near the roots. Though the awning itself has been sort of disturbed and broken in a ways, as the a couple of the support sticks have been broken in half, and it looks like something moved through here at a rather quick pace.
Okay. Would I be able to possibly determine what that would be?
What skills do you have?
The thing that would apply would probably be forest wise.
Yes, the forest wise would most definitely be one of them, as forest wise does give you some sort of inclination of the forest wildlife.
Outside of that, it would basically be scouting.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we could call it a forest wise.
No. That is 2 fails.
So you stand a bit of a distance away after you notice the destroyed awning, though you can't necessarily get a grasp as to what has necessarily transpired here. You kind of figure that it's because of the snowfall that it's covered any sort of tracks that may have given you a bit of an idea of what passed through here.
I'll definitely loop back to Fiora and point that out, all of this out.
With your expertise, do you think that something disturbed was here, or do you feel like it's safe for us to go through our round?
I don't know if it was running or chasing, but I would assume, since there's nothing, it didn't look like there was anything there, but I could be wrong.
Well, could make a little bit of a wide berth around it, maybe, just to avoid it to be cautious.
I was actually going to go back and actually, are you ahead of the rest, or are you with them?
No, I'm ahead, but I'm not
Okay.
so far ahead that they're kind of within visual, but I'm ahead right now.
Yeah,
Let me run back and ask Robin, because we are supposed to be securing and making this all safe. So
Very true.
Robin might want to actually investigate this.
Very true.
And I will do a
Very well.
4-pod mouse sprint back to Robin.
Okay. As Talon begins to sprint back to Robin, the rest of the group there who's been doing their diligence and clearing as much of the snow away from the path as they can see your scout sort of sprinting back towards you.
What's the word, Talon? How's the path ahead look?
The awning that is at the way stop seems to be broken by something going through. We could go around, or we could investigate. I wanted to ask you and not make a decision on my own, since you are our job is to make sure the area is safe. So
Correct. Tell me, Talon, in your opinion, do you think it's safer to find an alternate route around potential danger, or do you think the better option is to determine the source of the potential danger?
if it was my decision, Robin, I would say we investigate now as opposed to having potential danger behind us.
Then we'll start with that option. Why don't you show me this situation, and I'll see if, between your expertise and mine, we can make a determination.
And I will grab my shield and raise it up as a signal to Fiora that we're going to investigate.
Okay, so as Robin and Talon move forward to investigate the destroyed waypoints, what are the rest of you doing?
So, Rupert is very much on alert the moment they left the settlement. And I think if I'm not, keeping an eye on the weather, I'm keeping an ear out for everything else. The trait we have is that of deep ears for our physical trait.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's got the big parabolic
the giant satellite ears.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole purpose. So yeah, I think at this point, what I would exactly be doing here at this point is keeping an ear out literally for anything that sounds abnormal.
Okay. Do you have any skills on top of that you could use?
New character, who this? Give me a minute. I will answer you this presently. Not really, no.
Okay. For this then,
maybe nature though, but
yeah, I was gonna say
that.
Go ahead and use your nature, because it is technically your giant ears, and you could go ahead and add the bonuses from your deep ears.
Okay. For level 2, remind me how that works.
That will give you 2 d6s.
2 extra d6s for
Yeah.
deep ears? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought traits worked a bit differently, but maybe... Oh, it's level 3 that you reroll your fails, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm only level 2. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more. So 2 fails, 4 successes.
Okay. Thankfully enough...
Oh, wait, sorry. Nature's at 6. I need 2 more. My bad. 1 sec. There we go. Actually, there we go. That's 2 more successes on top of that. So 2 fails, 6 successes.
Probably to Rupert's... Probably to Rupert's joy. Aside from the soft, like, cold air that's sort of blowing through this area, you don't really hear anything else. Thankfully, as winter is setting in, a lot of the larger predators aren't necessarily going to be looking for mice at this moment.
It seems, at least for now. Sorry, one sec. There are. It seems, at least for now, that there's nothing around too dangerous. At least from what I can tell.
I'd like to think that the bag rustling's also in character.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He stress eats.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? He always eats. Stressing got nothing to do with it.
Well, while the others are working on tracking whatever caused the mess, why don't we start on the repairs? So that was part of our job as well.
Sure. Okay.
I will keep an eye out in case anything comes this way. I'll essentially act as guard duty while they make the repairs.
Okay.
I would also like to be sort of on guard duty, because outside of, I'm a combat mouse. I'm not a builder
You're
mouse.
not a builder mouse. You're a fighty mouse.
You and I have the same problem here.
I cast fist.
Well, it works out because we have 2 fighty mice, and then we have 2 builder mice of different spectrums, and then we have 2 totally laid back, wizened mice.
Okay. So
I can probably help. I have a weaver skill and craft wise and survivalist, so perhaps I can be of some use in helping with the repairs.
So in this sense, what it would be is you can assist. You can assist Rupert, and Rupert will get a plus get an additional 1d6 on the roll when he starts working on the repairs for the, what do you call it, for the awning. Thank you. So just so I know what's going on here, so we got Rupert and Priscilla on repairs. Then we've got Squeakers and Talon on guard duty. What about Robin and Fiora? What are you two looking to do?
Well, I'm pathfinding right now, so I'm getting a lay of the land, if you will. Think druid, where I'm very much like a hippie in the woods kind of situation, where I'm taking in all the trees, the sights. I suppose a little bit of scouting would be involved. Again, not the skill, but as far as like being alert and kind of taking note of all the things, both dangerous and not, natural and whatnot. And just trying to see what would be good to either find a path or even potentially forage or use that could be useful. Just
So,
kind of
Are
doing
you
a little bit of everything.
are you wanting to break off from the group while they're focusing on the repairs for this first like rest stop?
I think so. She's not gonna go like super far, but
Okay.
she is gonna make a perimeter check, if you will. Actually, that's the word I was looking for before. A perimeter check, to just kind of see if there's any potential dangers. So like looking at footprints, looking to see if there's anything again useful, like if there's berries sticking out or whatever. If there's any insects around, just kind of doing a perimeter check while everyone's building, because she's from where she comes from in Elmos, she has dabbled in carpentry, but it's not her specialty. It was more of like carpentry 101, and then she did the class and that was it. So
got tired of whacking her hand with the hammer, so it's like, not for me.
she was like, I'm more of an herbal person. I'm okay with not doing wood. So yeah.
And what
Building with wood.
what of Robin?
Well, I was gonna assist some folks, but I think actually instead,
I mean,
after...
there's no limit to how many people can assist.
Yeah. Well, I think after Talon originally showed this situation to, I keep forgetting my own character's name. To Robin. I think Robin wants to try to determine what caused this ruckus. If there was relatively fresh tracks in the area, or what has maybe passed through here. I know that Talon already did a roll for this, so I don't know if we're allowed to try and do another one.
By the rules of the game, you are not.
Okay,
If the first roll is a failure, and then it doesn't necessarily mean that in like these sense, it doesn't necessarily mean that the mouse in general failed. It can mean that things have been kind of altered in a way to where it would explain why they couldn't find tracks or determine what was in the area recently. In this case, the snowfall sort of covering up any sort of tracks itself.
Fair enough. In that case, I will just assist then maybe with some of the repairs, carpentry stuff. Whoever ends up doing rolls for that,
Okay.
I'll assist with that. I can use my instructor trait maybe for that assist.
What does instructor do?
That is a question that I'm gonna have to look up in the book.
Gosh, I wasn't that far.
Yeah, because I don't
it.
think there are traits that add bonuses to assistance. I think
No, just more like
No.
specifically what it does. So
Yeah, I'm more thinking like not so much trying to add any sort of bonus or anything, but I'm assisting them with their roles, and RP wise, I'm acting as an instructor.
I
in this
gotcha.
instance.
Okay.
I mean, I have it as a trait as well, but just for the role play, I'm being an overseer.
You
I'm
know
being
what?
the foreman.
Go ahead and give me a roll for instructor, and based off of your success, maybe something good could happen here.
I can do that.
So since you're using that, only one of the assistances will be from Priscilla, giving Rupert another d6 to his skill roll in order to do the repairs on the awning. So if you want to go ahead and do that, Rupert.
Absolutely, sure. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, right there. You're literally, as you mentioned before, you're literally a teacher.
Yep.
You're literally helping.
So, to be clear, I only get one or both help dice?
You get one of the help dice because Fox is using Rupert's instructor skill for something else.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a... With the extra dice, yeah, that's basically I got half and half. 2 fails, 2 passes.
2 and 2. Okay. And Fox, what did Robin get for his instructor role?
That is 4 successes and 1 failure.
Perfect. So I'm going to do something a little interesting here, because this sort of falls into the spectrum as to what Robin is trained in and what his job is. We can go ahead and knock off one of the failures from that. We can convert it into a success, making it 3 successes and 1 failure.
Nice.
Nice.
And in this case, it's Rupert begins to do his thing and begin to work on the repairs on the awning. And at one point in time, it seems like he loses focus for a brief moment, and while it looks like it's gonna be okay, Robin, you've been here enough times, you've done enough overseeing on repairs on these awnings and everything. You know that it won't hold, and you go over and you give him like a bit of more instruction, and you help him adjust the awning so where it will be repaired and it will stand strong. While that is going on, my 2 guards,
Yes.
standing guard duty, how are you wanting to do this? Since you guys are a team, one person will roll and the other person will assist.
I think I can go ahead and assist if you want to do the roll, Raven.
Yeah, I was just going to run off of Scout to kind of just
That works.
keep an eye out.
Yep. So you can go ahead and roll Scout and add 1d6 because Squeakers is assisting.
That is 4 successes.
Nice. So as the building is going on, you and Squeakers sort of stick close to the area because while this awning is being repaired, there's still that knot hole that mice take refuge in when making their way along the paths and everything and hiding from predators. And as the repairs are going on, so at one point in time, Talon, as you're walking by, you step on something that crunches. And it's not like a twig. It's not like dry leaves. It's not even like snow. As you look down and there's the remnants of a grasshopper leg.
I'm going to brush away the snow. Is there a rest of a grasshopper there?
There is not, though you could see that the leg itself looks like it may have detached in a bit of a struggle.
Huh.
And as you investigate this and you sort of get a little bit closer to the hole, you look inside and you see it. Near the back of this knot, which is usually a safe haven for you mice on your travels, clumped up in a corner is this large brownish looking spider. Though there's no web anywhere to be found, not even a funnel web. If you want, you can give me a forest wise roll for this.
Yeah. How close proximity wise am I to everyone else?
You're close to the crew that's working on the awning, because the awning is overlay or overlaps the knot to give it just a little bit more cover so nobody sees anybody coming or going inside of it. So the repair crew and Squeakers are there with you. Squeakers probably has your back at the moment since you both are working guard duty at right now. The only one who wouldn't be near you is Fiora, because Fiora is keeping an eye on things in the perimeter.
Before I do anything, actually, I'm going to let out sort of an urgent mousy chirp to get Robin and maybe Fiora's attention.
Okay. Both of you hear a little alert chirp coming from Talon.
And Talon's actually going to pull the sword off his back
Rupert would hear it too, because Rupert's right there doing the repair thing.
You see Rupert like holding his ears down. It's like, ow.
Ow, and also, hitting the deck once again.
And yeah, Talon's going to pull the sword off his back and kind of point and sort of prepare for whatever that is.
Yeah.
I think I found our problem, Robin. And if Robin follows the tip of the sword,
yeah, he'll make his way over and he'll take a look at what you're pointing out.
Are we talking like a fairly large or
large-ish?
Yep.
Well, that is a problem indeed. This area certainly isn't safe with it around.
Though, Robin, you noticed the same thing. There's no webs.
Is it alive, or is it dead in there? Is it maybe it's not a spider, maybe it's just the shedding. Maybe the spider's long gone. Can I determine that?
Oh my god, it better not be what I think it is.
You can. Do you have Forest Wise?
I do. I also have Predator Wise, though I guess
Ooh.
technically spider, depending on its size, might not be a
Forest
predator.
Wise. Forest Wise.
There are. Would I be able?
Oh, go ahead.
Would I be able to help if he's using
Yes,
Forest
you can.
Wise?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can add that assistance.
And success is 4, 5, 6, right?
4, 5, 6.
Okay, 2 success, 1 fail.
And that's with
That's with the assistance.
2 success, 1 fail. You look in as a little bit of the light sort of from Talon's sword sort of illuminates around the spider. It's alive. It's moving a little bit, but it seems to be in a state of rest, just trying to conserve some warmth. Though, when you see the markings a little bit more clear, your heart starts to race. The reason why there are no webs is this spider doesn't use webs. It runs its prey down. As you're looking at a huntsman spider.
I was gonna say, is this a fucking camel?
Yeah.
No, it's not a camel spider. Camel spiders are
wrong environment.
G.I. Joe. Camel spiders are G.I. Joe command centers. No.
Look, my first guess was a trapdoor spider because their webs are underground. And then I was like, oh, but it could be a hunter spider too. There's a few spiders that don't make webs visible or yeah.
Huntsmen are so cool because they don't build webs. They chase their prey down.
Yeah. So I had a few guesses, but that was one of them, but it wasn't my first guess.
Funny enough, they tend to leave humans alone.
Most spiders do, funny enough. It's just a lot of people just see them and go, oh, it's big and scary. As a long-legged spider, though, my god.
And they were fucking fast.
It's a running spider.
Fast as
Yeah,
fuck,
it's
boy.
Australia, right?
Yeah.
It's only in Australia?
It's not only in Australia or other parts of the world that have them, but they're primarily in Australia.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh man, they're cool spiders.
It's big enough to have a health bar. It's in Australia.
And it could be as big as your hand. Well, leg wise, yeah.
This is certainly a problem that we're going to have to deal with before leaving the area. I suggest we all get together and discuss the possibilities that we've got.
Given the size of the spider, though, it doesn't look like something that would necessarily try to prey on a mouse. It's a decent size, but you're still just a bit too big in its range, though if it felt threatened, it may attack.
I'm going to kind of call out for everyone to gather to where we are. So I don't want us to leave the area. I want us to keep eyes on this thing so it doesn't bolt out of this hole and try and grab squeakers or something when we're not looking. So we're going to stay here, but I'm going to call everyone to come over.
She would never do that. Something like that. No. Look at the poor little old squeakers.
Yes. Is everything all right?
Well, we have a bit of an 8-legged problem on our hands.
Oh, which kind?
The kind that likes to chase down its next meal. I think we're still a bit too big for it, so it's not as much of a danger as it could be, but if left alone, it could certainly grow to a size which would cause a problem for patrols coming through the area.
It's spiders. Oh my. They can be a little tricky, mainly because they can be startled too. Can I roll a, I can't say, Insectress roll to see how I can deal with this?
You
It says insects, but it does involve spiders.
It includes spiders specifically?
It does include spiders specifically.
That
yes.
upsets me. That upsets me
I'm
because
sorry.
spiders are not fucking insects.
I know,
They're
I'm sorry.
goddamn arachnids.
Yes, insect factors include crickets, beetles, silkworms, and spiders. Says it right there.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm like, sorry.
So I was going to say you could, but spiders aren't insects. But apparently, you know,
know.
the book is telling me I'm an idiot and that they're classified as insects in here.
So I can take a picture to prove it to you, but I got all 6s, and I got 4.
Jesus.
Damn.
So give me a moment because I need to see if a huntsman spider is repelled the same way as you can with other spiders.
No, that's fair. So with fire.
No.
Yes. Always fire.
Oh, like some people in this group would disagree.
Okay. So you specifically know for this species of spider, they strongly dislike the smell of peppermint. The smell of peppermint or peppermint oil will drive them away and keep them out of an area.
It is Christmas. Since I do have an herbal pack, would you say there's a decent chance I would have peppermint in there?
You know, with the amount of 6s you rolled, you most definitely have peppermint in there.
Yay! She's like, all right, well, they tend to make their homes wherever they want to feel warm. So we're not necessarily kicking it from its home, just a temporary spot, if you will. I do have something to sort of shoo it away without it necessarily attacking us, as long as we don't look threatening. Might want to have some space so it doesn't wake up to all of us just being here. It might see that as a threat. So if you want, keep your distance and I'll be right here, as I do have something to help sort of shoo it away.
I think we'll all follow your lead on this one, Fiora.
So you know that you can make a temporary repellents that would technically have to be reapplied from time to time, but it's just by mixing water with peppermint oil, and doing so will create a bit of a scent barrier to wherever you put it around, like the entrance to the hovel itself, and it will keep the spider away from trying to go back inside.
And I think she would probably put it at a little spots around the perimeter too, just to kind of keep it safe in that sense. Not every single spot, but just a little bit here and there to create that perimeter. And yeah, so she'll just kind of sit down and start making that a little bit, and start getting that little concoction going.
Okay. Concoction wise, you said you have an herbalist kit, correct?
I do, yeah, because I've dipped into healer and survivalist.
Okay. We could go ahead and make this a survivalist roll.
Survivalist? Okay.
Because you are technically trying to make a repellent here. That's pretty survivalist.
Yeah.
I'm also trained in the survivalist skill. Can I assist with that?
Yes, you can. You most definitely
I
can.
am as well.
Perfect.
Oh snap!
2d6
Okay,
added
what do I
on
need
top
to
of
do?
that. You
2d6? Okay.
roll your survivalist. You roll the number of d6s you have for survivalist, and you add
Okay.
two more because you're
On
being
top of that.
assisted.
Okay, perfect. Oh, thank God, because I rolled 2 fails out of my 3. So I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay.
Mhm.
You're able to make you put it, you like form the concoction stuff into a small bowl, and you've got just this mixture of water and peppermint oil that should most definitely help drive the huntsman away from the burrow.
And she'll definitely put it like near it to kind of just dabble it first to kind of get it to wake up and kind of go, ew, gross, and then start spreading it around the perimeter of the.
Ooh, okay.
What?
Getting a little ballsy here. Okay.
I'm not gonna be up in its face, but just kind of close
show
enough
of
for it to
hands.
get a waft of it.
Show of hands. Who is going into the hole with I almost said Priscilla, with Fiora?
I'm not going in the hole. I'm putting it like at the edge of the hole. I'm not going in the hole.
You said around it at
Oh,
first. I thought you were getting close to the spider and start doing that.
No,
I'm like,
I
damn.
misspoke. I'm not going in there. I'm just putting it like right at the lip or whatever of the hole so it can get a waft of it.
Okay.
I'm not, because it's pretty strong. Like peppermint smells pretty strong.
Yeah, peppermint oil is very strong.
I'm not gonna get right on it. So I want to close enough to like put it right on the lip, so I'm not that close to it, and then start spreading it.
Okay.
I will say, since there was no direct order given, Squeakers has not left his initial post.
So you're just like you're just like staring the spider down, just like the axes in hand.
Yes.
She did suggest that everyone stand back.
You suggested that was your problem.
Okay.
I think after a while she notices you and she's like, please move back. We don't want to startle the spider in this manner, please. Unless you want it to attack you, which I would very much like to avoid.
So since you are applying this scent, I'm going to have a little bit of a contest with the spider here to see how it's going to react. So what
That's
I
fair.
need from you is I need another survivalist roll as you are trying to correctly apply this concoction to the entrance of the hole.
Okay. Much better. 3. Wait, my survival. Oh, I hold on. Nope, still 3.
So you start very thoroughly applying this peppermint oil concoction around the entrance, and you can see almost instantly that it's starting to like wake up, and it's starting to like become a little agitated at the smell.
Gonna back up, give it space. Don't want it to pop out and see a threat or anything. She's gonna back up.
What about the rest of you? As you see Priscilla backing up, all of you
Fiona.
who are Fiora, as all of you you see Fiora begin the backup, you can hear the spider start to like stomp around inside the hole, a bit more agitated at the smell, as it's very rudely awoken from its nap.
I will definitely be putting myself between Rupert and where the spider is located.
Okay. Are you all backing up with Fiora, like clearing a space, or what are you doing?
I would be clearing a space.
I think
Or
once
Priscilla would be
reaches
clearing a space.
wherever Squeakers was and continues to back up, Squeakers will back up with them, because the order we received was to follow her lead. She's moving back, I'll move back, but I'm like in line with Fiora.
I think Robin has probably positioned himself like on the opposite end of the hovel from everyone else, partly so he can just kind of observe how they're treating the situation. But then also when he sees Fiora start to back up, I'd like to try to convey a message to Fiora, just with like hand signals. I don't want to call out direct instructions.
Oh no!
But
the hand signs.
we
the hand signs.
Great success with. I don't know. Maybe I can use my instructor trait for this, or
you
my
can most
survivalist
definitely I'll give you a choice to either use instructor, or because the two of you have traveled before, I will allow survivalist if you want.
I'll use instructor. My instructor is really high.
Okay.
And the message I'm trying to convey is for Fiora to take some of that peppermint mixture, and just douse herself with it.
Okay, go ahead and give me
perfume.
please roll decent here.
Okay.
No, you don't have to roll. You don't have to roll, Zoro. This is Fox's roll to see if the hand signs work.
Yeah, that's 4 successes and 1 failure.
4 successes.
Hey.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that will be enough to where like you see the signs and you see him just like symbol it, just like dump it and just like point at you.
Yeah. Of course, since I have a bit already made, she will kind of not pour it on her, but she definitely will like go like this.
I will
just patches.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if you pour it on yourself, that's gonna be cold because there's water in it and you are in the winter.
No, like cheeks, maybe like on her cloak a little bit, like on both sides, and then maybe like a little bit on the sides. Like she's not gonna douse herself in it, but enough to make it like kind of strong.
You do that and you start smelling like a candy cane.
It's Christmas.
And as you're doing that, everybody starts to back up. This spider comes tearing out of the entrance, knocking the awning down again as it runs out and begins to run up and like circle around the tree at an excessive speed until it like disappears into the branches.
There you go.
I could have taken it.
Yes, well, to be fair, we did disturb it from it just trying to stay warm. No need to kill or harm something that's just simply looking for warmth. And if there's a way to just help it along and, move it away so it doesn't endanger us and us not endanger it, then that is the better solution in my opinion. So I think with it shooing away now in the tree, which is fine. It's away from here now, and I do apologize for the work you guys have done for it to be destroyed again. I certainly can help. Let me just set up a perimeter on this, and I will do my best to help you guys. I do feel responsible for this.
And a little bit of time passes as you set the perimeter and the awning gets rebuilt again. But all in a day's work, as you were able to successfully take care of the spider problem without anybody taking any sort of injury, which is probably a good thing, seeing as how the effects of venom from a huntsman spider probably would have killed any one of you.
Probably.
But thankfully,
can't kill anyone on Christmas. I know.
It's not Christmas yet.
It sounded stupid when it came out of my mouth.
Is that a challenge?
No.
But
look, I already gave Megan Halloween. I'm not doing it again.
look, you died on Halloween because you decided to throw the axe at the scary witch lady.
I regret nothing.
Did. You did a stupid, but it was also really fun to watch happen because you exploded.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. It was great. Holidays. That
But
was such a
as
good
you begin,
shot.
as this burrow is now secured and rebuilt, what are your orders, Robin?
Well, I'm gonna make sure while we're rebuilding this area that we're also checking the provisions that are stored here, making sure they're stocked up, and taking note of anything that it needs, as well as just cleaning up any debris and stuff that the spider left behind.
There's definitely debris of like various insect legs and various other body parts that have been strewn about due to whatever it's caught, but yeah, around the time that the awning is complete, the inside of this little hovel is cleared out, and you make notes of everything that's inside, as well as, if you want to spare it, Fiora, maybe a couple peppermint leaves to leave with a note, notating that there has been a huntsman spider in here previously, and it may try to make its home in here again once the scent border along the entrance sort of dries out.
And being a pathfinder, since they are even proficient in like cartography and whatnot, it does say they have like ink and like paper and quill and whatnot. She actually would be able to leave an actual appropriate note for them and kind of roll it up with the leaves, and yeah, that way anyone who comes by is aware.
Okay.
And once all that work is complete, what time of day does it appear to be?
I think the weather watcher could tell you that.
Tell me
Did he
that,
pass
Weather Watcher.
out?
Oh no, I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
I actually could assist the weather watcher.
What
Yeah,
skill-
if you want to
what skill do
assist,
you
that
got?
could be cool.
I have weather watcher as well.
Perfect.
Okay. So, one from the assist on top of everything else, correct?
Correct.
All right.
It's, yeah, you're just rolling the weather watcher skill, so the amount of
Yep.
dice is equal to whatever the skill number is.
And then plus that. So that's 1 sec. That's 5 out of 8, and then I have to roll 3 more since we have
Damn,
the
wait.
added extra.
Wait, where's your 8 coming from?
No,
That's a six.
don't add the will. Don't add the will. It's
Oh, there's no will on that one.
there's
Sorry.
no, yeah.
Okay.
It's just the
So, yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
the base number of whatever your
So
skill is at.
Okay, so just flat plus 1, correct?
Yeah, flat plus 1.
Okay. That is 3 failures and 5 successes.
Cool. So you look up and it's, you have a feeling that probably like in the next 15 or 20 minutes, it's going to be about around noon.
Nice. It's almost lunchtime. Getting hungry.
And am I familiar enough with this path to make an estimate as to how long it would take us to reach the next checkpoint?
Go ahead and give me a survivalist roll.
Three successes, 1 failure.
Given with what you've encountered so far on the path at Snowwise, going at a safe pace to allow Fiora to be able to continue pathfinding and Talon to continue scouting, you're probably looking at another 3 or 4 hours to the next one.
So I'll turn to the group here. I think it would be in our best interest to make haste to the next checkpoint. There we can rest and eat, and if it's starting to get dark, perhaps even sleep for the night.
That sounds pretty good.
Food and rest, my two favorite parts of the day.
Mine too.
It's like dealing with a hobbit.
Right?
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with food and
Or a
rest.
toddler.
Oh no,
Ain't nothing wrong with
that's
food
all I
and
wanna
rest.
do. All I want to do.
Me too, man.
Food and chill, I'm good.
Oh my god, yes. Can I get paid for it? Dude, shit.
Right?
Hint, hint. If anybody wants to give
You're a sugar daddy.
give us money to go full time with this.
Look,
I'll
I know you
hobbit
keep
it out.
asking. I keep telling you the same thing. Give me a couple of years.
I'll hold you to it.
Sure.
But so the plan is to, what was the plan? I'm sorry.
To continue on to the next checkpoint, and once we reach that checkpoint, that's when we're likely gonna
Perfect.
bunker down for the night if it's getting dark.
Okay. So let's get one more scout and one more pathfinding roll from our scout and our pathfinder.
Can do. Glad I get to roll that many dice. That's one success.
Ooh. Okay.
Picking up the slack with 4.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bright
Stay on the
side
right.
is you are kept on the right path.
Can't see anything on the right path, but it's the right path.
Compass.
As we're walking, because I have the survivalist skill, can I be looking around to make sure that there's not too many hazards? Or that I'm aware of hazards that I could point out?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. Anyone able to assist me on that or no?
What was the roll?
Survivalist.
It's a survivalist roll.
The only ones that would be able to assist would either be Robin, Rupert, or Squeakers, because the other two are already engaged in their own stuff.
That's fair, yeah.
Anybody?
Is Squeakers trained in survivalist?
I'm just saying those who have the ability, who
Yeah,
are open for it.
I would instruct Squeakers to help if Squeakers is able to help, but if Squeakers doesn't
Now,
have it,
if
then
Squeakers- If Squeakers does Squeakers have Scout?
Squeakers does not have Scout either, no.
Okay.
I didn't know we needed that.
Or survivalist?
I have Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Ah, well, yeah.
That doesn't
Okay.
help.
All right, well, let's see what happens.
It sounded like a lot of dice.
Yeah. So 3 successes and 3 fail.
Okay. Thankfully, path looks clear as it can be in regards to dangers. The guard throughout the year have been really good at being able to clear any sort of anything that would Tanglefoot or anything that would sort of hamper any sort of travel along the way. So aside from the snow, everything seems to be fine. Path-wise, Fiona, you're able to keep everybody on the path. Talon.
Alert mouse.
You done fucked up.
It
AA,
is
Rock.
almost too quick to clock, but almost muscle memory. As much as this is a failure, you had that one success, which is probably the thing that saves you here. As just muscle memory, as you've got your sword in your hand, you turn your back and you feel a thunk hit your shield. Slinging it off your back to take a look, there's an arrow embedded into it. As a bit a ways, you see a single weasel archer. And that is where we are ending for this week.
Sniping! No, sniping! Not the Christmas weasel.
Unacceptable.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
This is way too much fun.
This is a lot.
I
of
love this
fun.
because this reminds me, and I remember playing this with you guys years ago, that it reminds me a lot similar to like Vampire the Masquerade, where it's a lot of RP and creativity. And it's, well, I guess that's a lot like Kids on Bikes and Kids
Yeah.
on Brooms as well, actually. Where yeah, rolling is fun, but it's just a lot of interactive like RP and ideas and creativity. It's I love it.
Yep, and it's not necessarily, oh, I have a great sword, I do 3d6 damage or anything like that. It's more
just pass or fail.
It's all determined on the dice, you know. How well
Yeah.
did you roll? How poorly did you roll?
Mhm.
But yeah,
It's great.
like, and I really want to make this a full-on campaign. I want to make a mouse guard campaign.
Well, if you want, I am taking a break after Mass Effect, so if you guys, depending on if you want to do your Fallout or Mouse Guard, then
Oh god,
take over that slot.
so many
Now you're making us choose. God
so
damn
many
it.
games we want to run.
I know.
Yet
Sugar
again,
Daddy,
if someone
come
would
to
like to
us.
pay for us to do this full time,
Sugar Daddy, where are you?
2
But-
years, I
we are
said. 2 years.
shamelessly asking.
Shamelessly asking.
So a little bit of a backstory here, as let's go ahead and do the final wrap up here for the drawing. So anybody who hasn't gotten in just yet, we are doing a drawing for another set of dice, since this is Dicember. Use !Dicember in order to join the raffle, and we'll close it up here in a few moments. Fallout Mouse Guard.
Oh god, mutant mice?
There
I
you
mean,
go.
people grow ears from a mouse, so why not? That's just Fallout now.
So the most deadly thing you face is rad roaches.
Oh.
It's like a rat with like
Oh.
face oh man, no.
Mad Max
No.
Mouse Guard.
No.
Acceptable.
But yeah, just a little bit of a backstory here, because I did mention a wizard, which is not something that you encounter in Mouse Guard, because Mouse Guard technically doesn't have humans. What I've done, and some of you may have clocked it because of the name of the forest you are in. This is taking place in our D&D world.
Yeah.
So because
dog
everything
people.
is all everything, yeah, dog people. Everything is thematic. Everything is explained in a way to where, why can't there be magic? Why can't there be humans? Why can't there be other life out there that isn't mice and everything like that? And I mean, both worlds can exist separately from one another, because nobody's really paying attention to what the mice are doing.
There's magical mice, why not?
And usually the mice, in this sense, would be smart enough not to build an establishment anywhere near human civilization.
100%.
Mouse
Logical?
cast
Yes.
ninth level fireball.
There's some local druid that might be slightly aware of them, and that's about it.
Every now and then, this weird like hippie mouse like comes into Lockhaven and starts talking to people and telling them about the world and everything. It's just a druid.
Yep, it's a druid.
I mean, that's kind of what my character is. I very much made her druidic, minus the casting spells part.
Now, which forest
herbs, I
did you
got
say
herbs.
this was in then, Rojan?
This is in the Oaks Bounty Forest.
That's yeah, okay. Oaks Bounty
Mhm.
Forest.
The forest that
Thank
sits
you.
like smack dab in the middle of the continent of the Campaign 2 land, which nobody took a step through.
Look,
That's why the mice thrive.
Yeah,
A lot of mice there.
well, and you know what? It's fine
it
because
is a preserve
Rojan
as well.
hinted- Rojan did hint that we are probably going back to that continent at some point in future
At some
campaigns, because
point.
there was a good chunk of it we never explored. So
Add that to
It
the
was
list of
massive.
our campaigns.
it was massive.
It's either you didn't explore or you can't return to a city because one of you set it on fire. So
That's none of us here. So
But yes,
But when you think about it, if you think about it, the other continents, at least the two recent ones, like you can travel back and forth between them like fairly quickly. While this continent, it took weeks and like months to get from the bottom of the continent to the top. All the other
I
ones,
learned my
like,
lesson. I learned my lesson because it's like the first time around, it's like, yeah, let's make this extensive landmass and let's make it multiple continents. And I'm staring at it. I'm like, there is absolutely no way in hell that they're going to be able to visit every point in here. So it's open.
That's fun to go back to.
It's open for another campaign.
I love it.
And like I've been working on like a timeline as to what's been happening as time has passed and what places have developed and what places have changed and everything like that. So it would be cool to like visit into like a future scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we do the maybe if we do the multi-team one, we can go back to that.
Oh, there you go.
Thoughts for later.
That could be fun.
But yes, let's go ahead and close up the raffle and let's see who's getting those pretty blue dice this time.
They are so pretty. But I have a feeling that all the dice that we give away are going to be absolutely gorgeous.
I've got a sneak peek,
Nope.
and yeah,
Yeah.
you can't lose.
Can confirm.
You can't lose.
There's a couple good sets in there.
There's probably not
Yeah.
a bad set in there. And these,
No,
they are all gorgeous.
no.
Azarin.
Oh, all right.
What is it that you just won, Azarin?
Is Azarin here?
He just posted it in chat,
He
so he
did
shouldn't
just
be
post.
far.
I see, yeah, because Rose never set any cities on fire as glares it tickles.
Yay!
Click, clack, math rocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll
Yep.
do it. All right.
I will
I
say-
will.
I was going to say, Rose's guilt by
Azarin's on a
association.
lucky streak this year, I think.
I will make a note of it on my spreadsheet here. And again, just a quick reminder for everybody, because of the holiday shipping rush and the postal strike that's going on with Canada Post right now, these likely won't be sent out until late January, possibly even February. And when I'm getting ready to send them out to folks, that's when I will be reaching out to you on Discord to get all your shipping information from you.
Yay!
If I win, Rupert can just come to me
The mice
in
are
all
not for
honesty.
sale. The mice are not for sale.
Look, I love the little mice art.
They were so much fun
Mhm.
to draw. It's such an easier style to
Mhm.
do just a cutesy mouse. I mean, I still looked up references just to see like the style and how they do, because they do a different kind of shading and stuff. But I was like, oh, this is fun.
You pretty much nailed exactly what they're supposed to look like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Little
I think
Mises.
that's what makes it great. It's like, nope, these could be dropped right into the comic and you would be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And they've got such personalities, I think, from the
I
art.
really
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
Really.
Yep. And this is
I'm
why
really loving the
I
mice.
want to do I want to do a full-on Mouse Guard campaign because I love Mouse Guard. I think I love
It's
Mouse Guard because my favorite book series is Redwall. And it's
Oh.
the game is
yeah.
almost quite literally Redwall, the tabletop RPG. So
Right.
like it's like everybody gets to be mice and you get to go on little mice adventures.
I love
That
it.
being
It's
said,
adorable.
though, if anyone watching has no idea, Mouse Guard has a massive set of books attached
Yep.
to it that
Oh,
are
yeah.
actual like novels. So
Yep.
if you're
Oh,
ever
graphic
wanting
novels.
something, yeah, they're graphic novels, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Mhm.
We used to call them comic books, but now they're called graphic novels.
Because it sounds less nerdy for grown adults to say, I'm reading a comic book. We're like, they're graphic novels.
I think
Yeah.
I think it
Specific.
depends
I don't know. I
on
hear graphic novels and my brain goes in a completely different direction. I'm not gonna lie.
Shush you. I know your
Wow.
brain went.
I know yours
Get
was
out the
there
tiny
too.
chair.
Salute.
so
I love
Let's
it.
get the
Graphic,
bunk and
all
stick.
right.
everybody,
Not that
thank
kind
you
of graphic.
so much for
Um,
tuning. Oh, sorry.
I just said not that kind of graphic.
Right.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, everyone. For our first episode of My Merriment. We will be back next Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time for another for episode 2 of this little show. This is running throughout December as it's our little holiday mini game, but not the only show that we do on this channel. Coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time is the final episode of Under the Mountain, which is a Kids on Brooms game that is run by Sugar Love. It is their first time ever being a DM in all of their gaming history, and they were crazy enough to make it a live stream. So
Live, yeah.
we will
No,
be
good for him.
yeah, like sad to see it end, but at the same time I can't wait to see the chaos that is going to be caused tomorrow. But yeah, you can catch us for Under the Mountain tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. On Saturday, starting at noon Pacific time, we are going to have another episode of Withered Wastes, which is a 5th edition game that I run. And then Saturday night, starting around 8 p.m., is another episode of Vigilant 6, which is a little homebrew style inspiration of like Kids on Bikes, Kids on Brooms, all that fun stuff. Superhero game, which I still need some of your superhero evolutions.
And between those two shows on Saturday, we will have at least another 3 giveaways.
There we go.
That's true because of so many games we
Mhm.
have. Yeah.
And then coming up on Monday, we will have another episode of Destiny Forge, which is our longest running show here on the channel, going on its 4th campaign right now. And on Tuesday, we will circle back with more Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is a Star Wars game run by Tiltbot. And like I said, coming back up on next Thursday will be another episode of Mice and Merriment. Normally, our Thursday shows would be Mass Effect Horizons, which is a 5th edition mod Mass Effect game run by Zorro, or Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. But for the month of December, they're on a little vacation, so everybody could play as Mouse.
We wanted to be nieces.
We all just wanted to be Mises. But that will do it for us tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you later.
Bye, guys.